Today, we are tackling one of the most mind-bending questions in, well, all of science and philosophy.
Think about it for a second. Is everything around you real? I mean, the chair you're in right now, the device you're watching this on, even your own thoughts. Could it all just be part of some giant, incredibly advanced computer simulation? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a movie, right? But believe me, this rabbit hole goes way deeper.
And here's the kicker. This isn't just some fringe idea kicked around in chat rooms. We're talking about top-tier physicists and philosophers, some of the smartest people alive, who are taking this question very seriously. They're actually looking at the simulation hypothesis as a plausible, though, yeah, unproven way to explain, well, everything.
So why? What's got them so hooked on this idea? To really get it, we need to forget about the pop culture stuff for a minute. This isn't about looking for glitches, like a cat walking by twice. It's about some really solid logic, a bit of probability, and some pretty weird clues that our own universe might be giving us.
And the whole modern conversation around this really got started with a philosopher named Nick Bostrom. Now, he wasn't trying to find physical proof, not at all. Instead, he came up with this really elegant, powerful, logical puzzle. It's called the simulation argument.
The important thing to grab onto here is that this is all about logic. Not physics, not yet anyway. Bostrom's argument is what's called a trilemma. That means he lays out three possibilities and he argues that one of them has to be true. And frankly, they're all pretty wild.
Okay, so let's walk through them. Option 1, civilizations just don't make it. They hit some great filter, maybe a meteor, maybe they blow themselves up, but they almost never get to the point where they can build these super advanced simulations. Option 2, they could build them, but they just don't want to. They're just not interested in running ancestor simulations. Now think about it. If you think those first two are pretty unlikely, wouldn't some civilizations survive? And wouldn't some of them be curious? If you say yes, then Bostrom says you're kind of stuck with option 3, that our universe is just one of countless simulations being run. And if there are billions of simulated worlds and only one base reality, well, the odds are overwhelmingly stacked against us being in that original, one and only real one.
So that's the philosophical argument, right? It's a pretty compelling piece of logic. But what about actual physical clues? Could we look around our own universe and see hints? Well, as it turns out, there might be a few things that make you go, Let's start with clue number 1. The fact that our universe runs on math. This is something so basic we don't even think about it. But everything, from gravity holding you in your seat to the light from your screen, it's all described perfectly by these beautiful, strict mathematical equations.
And that's kind of weird, isn't it? The parallel is just, wow. A reality that follows these rigid mathematical laws is exactly what you design if you were writing a computer program. It's all based on strict algorithms. It almost feels less like a chaotic, natural universe and more like a perfectly coded operating system.
Okay, so things seem like code on the big scale, but you won't believe what happens when we zoom way in. Let's talk about clue number 2, the quantum realm. This is where things get genuinely, mind-bendingly strange.
This one might be the biggest clue we have. So in quantum mechanics, a tiny particle, like an electron, it doesn't actually have a specific location until we look at it. Seriously, until we observe it, it's just a wave of possibilities. Now, where have we seen that before? It's almost exactly how video games work. A game doesn't render the entire world all at once. That would take way too much processing power. It only renders what you, the player, are looking at. So the question is our reality doing the same thing? Is it saving on cosmic processing power by only rendering things when we look?
And that whole idea of saving resources brings us right to our third and final clue. If the universe is a simulation, it probably isn't infinitely detailed. Just like your TV screen, it might actually have a resolution, a pixel size.
You see, physicists have found this fundamental limit in our universe. It's called the Planck length. It is, quite literally, the smallest possible slice of distance that can exist. You can't get any smaller. The very ideas of space and distance just stop making sense below that scale. It's like the ultimate building block of space itself.
So what does that mean? Well, if you can't keep chopping space into smaller and smaller bits forever, it means reality is made of tiny, distinct chunks. It's not smooth and continuous. And that, right there, that could be the pixel size of our universe, the fundamental resolution of our simulated reality.
Okay, so let's take a step back. Where does all this leave us? You've got a universe that runs on code-like math, a reality that seems to pop into existence only when we look at it, and a potential pixel size to space itself. I mean, none of it is proof, but you have to admit, it's a pretty compelling case.
So let's just recap the big clues. 1. The universe is built on math, just like code. 2. Reality seems to render on demand, just like a video game. And 3. Our reality might have a finite resolution, a pixel size, just like a digital display.
Now let's be super clear here. This is all circumstantial evidence, right? We have no way to actually prove any of this. We can't step outside the system to check. So for right now, the simulation hypothesis isn't a scientific theory we can test. It's more of a powerful thought experiment. It's a tool that makes us question the very foundation of what we think is real. And that leaves us with one last big question. Let's say it's true. If the simulation is so perfect that we can't tell the difference, then is it any different from being real? And more importantly, if you knew for sure that this wasn't the original base reality, would that change anything for you? Would you do anything differently? Something to think about.